choice except to establish their own black towns and settlements. They had no choice but to establish their own black universities and colleges. Well, Grambling, the train pulled out of the station in 1881 in Tuskegee, Alabama, when Lewis Adams sent a letter to Hampton Institute and asked Booker T. Washington to come to Tuskegee. And indeed, they established the Tuskegee Normal School and the black historic town and settlement of Tuskegee Institute, Alabama. In 1887, that train pulled into Eatonville, Florida, and Joe Clark, not only he and 27 black men made up in their minds and incorporated the first black town in the United States of America. They also started, with the help of Booker T. Washington, the Hungerford School. And so in 1887, train pulled into Eatonville. I want you to know today that Mayor Bruce Mount is on board that train. And representing him today is Dr. N.Y. Letheria. Stand up. Let's give this great, outstanding African-American woman a round of applause. Represents not only Eatonville, but the Zora Hurston annual festival that brings together more than 50,000 people from all over the globe. Train pulled into Mound Bayou, Mississippi, by the railroad track. Isaiah Montgomery and his cousin, they got together and they organized what was to become the premier black town in America. A town centered around a black bank which Booker T. Washington encouraged them to establish. Schools and houses and intellectual prominence, blues and cultural development, Mound Bayou, Mississippi. And today, Mayor Darrell Johnson is on board that train as mayor of historic Mound Bayou, Mississippi. Stand up, Mr. Mayor. Give him a round of applause for Reverend Johnson, Darrell Johnson. That same year, the train a little bit later, a few years later, in 1899, the train pulled into Hobson City, Alabama. I want you to know that the founding fathers of that town incorporated the first historic black town and settlement in the state of Alabama, Hobson City, Alabama, and now Mayor Alberta McCory is on board that train. Stand up, Madam Mayor. Proud, beautiful, African-American mayor, lady serving as mayor of that great historic city. And then in 1901, the train pulled in right over there at the railroad track. And after a group of black farmers in northern Louisiana made up their minds, Dr. Bedford, your uncles were among that number, that sent a letter to Booker T. Washington and said, send us somebody. And they sent Charles P. Adams, who came to Grambling, got off the train, and started this normal school. That's what it started out to be. And now, today, it is one of the greatest universities on the face of the globe, Grambling State University. And in 1953, B.T. Woodard stepped on board the train and became the first black mayor of the historic city of Grambling, Louisiana. And I'm so happy to know him For today, one of your former great professors is now the mayor of this great city, Mayor Ed Jones. Stand on your feet and let everybody see this great man who served as mayor of this great city. And so I want you to know that this train, which is made up of historic black towns and settlements and historic black colleges and universities, we have made up in our minds, just as we did in 1974 when we came to Grambling for a meeting of the Southern Conference of Black Mayors for our first annual meeting. We started here in this city. Now the nation has not only a Southern Conference of Black Mayors, which grew into a National Conference of Black Mayors, representing now the African American Association of Mayors, with more than 726 black men and women who serve as some of the greatest cities in the nation. And we also have expanded into a World Conference of Mayors, representing mayors from Africa, from the Caribbean, from China, from throughout the world. And it all started with our first major meeting here in Grambling. I want you to take note today, for you will witness history being made again. For this train of black towns and settlements and black colleges and universities will now enter into a formal working relationship. And here again, the train will leave Grambling and take the road to the world. We're going to make history here today.